What's going on, internet? How's it going? I'm Dan Howles.
A.K.A. Dover.
And this is Dan Loder.
A.K.A. Slodey. Your microphone is going to fall over.
What?
I thought your microphone was going to fall over.
Look at that everywhere.
My microphone is over here.
So we had a little bit of camera issue between the last two episodes, and I'm not going to lie, I feel rushed, Slode. So I think we need to do a zen, you know?
We need to do a mindfulness episode.
A mindfulness?
Where we study mindfulness.
What do you mean by mindfulness?
Another
being
day.
mindful?
On being mindfulness is like this practice where a relaxation technique where you practice being relaxed.
How do you do it?
No.
Okay.
That's why I think we
Do
need
you
a
think
lesson.
you're a stressed out person? I mean,
I think I'm a stressed out
You have
person.
a stressful job.
I do have a stressy job and a stressy. I don't know. I don't really.
I fucking love that we
think-
can't say your job.
I don't really get stressed outwardly, but I think all my stress is like manifested and concentrated in this patch of grey hair I have, which always seems to be spreading.
Yeah, you do have a little tuft.
I do have a little tuft, which seems to grow like depending on how stressed I am or not am.
Yeah?
Or am not. It seems to depend on how. I don't know. That seems to be where my stress is. This little.
I tried doing this.
Here.
If anyone watched the last episode,
I felt stressed in the past. Like I know what stress is.
You know what stress is? I want to know what stress is.
I want you to show
I want you to show me. Oh, right. Mindfulness.
Right. This is the 2D Show, where every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday we will bring topics to discuss. We will on Monday, Dover will bring the topic.
What up?
On Wednesday, today,
This bro.
I will bring the topic, and on Friday, you, the audience, will bring the topic.
Are you impressed with my pen technique?
You've dropped it more.
Dude,
too
I
many
dropped
times.
it so much. I thought I got away with it, but no.
You've dropped it a few too many times for me to be impressed. I'm sorry. Anyway,
fuck, it's like 6 times on the I dropped it. So, dude, I need the notes.
shush.
Dude, I should probably keep this like by here, shouldn't I?
Right, so like I said, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday we bring you an episode. If you want your topics on the show, you can tweet us at 2D Show. You can email us topics@2dshow.com. We are on Facebook and SoundCloud, both websites respectively /2D Show.
You gotta say it, bro.
And
Facebook.com. The banner.
Facebook.com/2D Show, SoundCloud.com/2D Show, and then we're also on YouTube, which is youtube.2dshow.com.
So,
that one's a little bit different.
Not to break the fourth wall.
It's a bit hacky.
Not to break the fourth wall or anything, but how fucking useful is that sheet?
That's
I
very
saw you
cheap.
look at it so much.
What you guys can't see, and what you definitely can't see on, if you're listening on SoundCloud, is that I was actually looking above the camera for that entire little montage thing, because we have a sheet with all this written on, because Dover has fucked it up so many times.
So we're also, it's throwing me out because on your camera, there,
I'm on the left. We also have two cameras for the purpose of the tape.
I'm on the left, but on the
we need
monitor...
to do this like I've realised we need to do this like a police interview, don't we? Where they like say, for the purpose of the tape, Mr. So-and-so is nodding. Because
Yes. Mr. So-and-so.
You do arguably get a bit...
Is there a person... Sidebar! Right? Is there a person with the last name so-and-so? There must be. The math must be there. Jacob so-and-so.
I would imagine there probably is.
So there is a Mr. So-and-so. Is there a Joe Blogs?
Probably. Like, statistically, there should be. Because it is, like... Isn't Joe Blogs, like... Don't we use that because it is statistically the most, like, common name or something like that? I've never met anyone with the last name Blogs.
I think James Smith or David Smith is statistically...
Right, you look that up. Anyway, today's topic...
I'm using voice commands, man.
You voice commanding. We did have a topic today. We'll get to it
Dude,
eventually.
I love that this show is so tangential.
Tangent. Is that a word?
What is the most statistically likely name?
What is the most physically likely name?
Change that to statistic.
Why is that coming up with, like, pew hassle? Like, online harassment.
Ooh.
American life.
Statistically.
Are you basically asking what is the most common name?
Yes. That's exactly what I'm asking. How popular? No? Yes. So, your
This is
topic
given
for
names,
the...
though. Mohammed. Muhammad is the Pope. No, of course it is. I knew that.
Yeah, I think I knew that as well, actually.
This is by region.
No, but that would be the top one.
I think they're I don't really know. Anyway, should we get to the topic at hand? That's a no.
The names listed in the names listed in the following tables, unless otherwise noted, represent the most common top 10 breakdowns of what newborn child are commonly being named. Oh, sorry, children. The top.
Give up.
Get
Even with like a written thing, you're struggling.
Vodka. So, continue.
Today's topic is.
This is a write-off already.
I know. Let's keep going though.
I love it.
Right. Today's topic is Star Wars.
I am a fan.
You're a fan. The reason I want to discuss Star Wars is not to say how amazing it is.
I'm making this clear.
You're not going to like this. I know a few people that prefer the new trilogy, episodes 1, 2, and 3, to the old trilogy, 4, 5, and 6. And I have an actual direct quote from someone I know. I didn't like episode 7.
I love how...
because it was too much like episodes 4, 5, and 6.
I completely agree.
The new trilogy.
So, first off,
I preferred a universe in which Jar Jar Binks is a thing. Discuss.
Topic for the class. Star Wars episode 1, 2, and 3. Go. No, I first off love how tiptoey you are being, not naming names, because this person is wrong. These people are wrong. Right.
Okay. We're gonna have a light-hearted discussion about why.
So
for anyone who may have lived under a stone for the last like potentially 20, 30 years, there are 2 trilogies of Star Wars films. So there are the original trilogy, which are episodes 4, 5, 6, which came out in like the 70s, 80s, 70s. In the early 2000s, I want to say, they made a new trilogy, episodes 1, 2, and 3, which was like a prequel to the other 3 episodes. And
so apparently A New Hope came out in 2004.
Okay.
1977. Dude, you were fucking spot on.
I was spot on.
Thank you very much. Spot the fuck on.
So you had the old trilogy, which everyone loved. Every Star Wars fan loves, apparently. And then you have the new trilogy.
Let's hold the button there, right? Not everyone.
Okay.
Jedi has this fucking moment, dude, where it is not good. But continue.
Okay. And then they made
I'm going to go in on this topic.
Okay.
Okay.
Then they made a new trilogy with Jar Jar Binks. And it's not very well liked by the Star Wars community. Am I right in saying? It's not the most popular of the 2 trilogies.
I would say so.
And as you are probably a way more hardcore Star Wars fan than me, I've seen the old trilogy once. I watched them once, and that was because...
So that's 4, 5, 6, the old trilogy.
4, 5, and 6 I've seen once.
New Hope to Jedi.
1, 2, and 3 I went to watch in the cinema, and I actually quite liked them. But then at that point I hadn't seen the old trilogy.
Whoa! So you hadn't seen...
I watched 4, 5, 6. I watched 4, 5, and 6.
Order. You watched them in chronological order.
Not like at the same time. Like, I watched 1, 2, and 3 in the cinema. Didn't watch them again. I watched 4, 5, and 6 probably just before we moved into our house together. So that's like 2012, 13. So I didn't watch them when I was young.
Cool. Okay.
So I quite like the new trilogy.
I'm gonna stop you right
plot
here.
Twist.
I'm gonna stop you right here.
Tear me down, Dove.
No. Say, can you bring me up a beer? Like, honestly. Please. Why? I could have got my own beer. Like, I was... Bring up 2! You're a guest in my house and you're bringing me drinks.
I know.
You're a beautiful bastard.
You haven't... This is an episode in itself.
You prefer 1, 2, and 3.
That's not what I said. I was indifferent to them. I thought they were all okay. I haven't seen the first 3 episodes. Like,
watch them as an adult. They are fucking children's films. This is... So... I've had too much vodka for this. But if there are people I work with, one of them's called Andy, one of them's called Ross. I'm not going to say the last names. If there was ever an episode... this episode goes out to you two, right? Andy and Ross. The problem, the systemic problem with 1, 2, and 3, right?
Yes.
Is they are fucking kids' films that do not understand the soul of Star Wars. Star Wars 4, 5, and 6 is a hippie, samurai, fucking futuristic, but, like, it's a melding of it's a hippie film. You have the oppressive empire, and then the hillbilly who lives on a fucking farm saying, like, I want to overthrow the government. It's a hippie revolutionary film with samurai laser swords thrown in there, because why the fuck not? They're monks. Like, Jedi are monks. Fucking... The Empire is the SS and Hitler. Like, George Lucas specifically modded the weapons from World War II. Star Wars: A New Hope was so low budget because no one wanted to pick the film up. So he wanted to, like, he just came up with the idea. George Lucas was a free-thinking fucking dude who corrupted himself. So for Episode 4, A New Hope wasn't called Episode 4, it was called Star Wars.
Yes, I know that.
It started off as
it was
a
renamed
young
when they
boy
made some
living
money.
on a farm who grew up into more than what he was supposed to be. Dude, I'm going to go long on this. We're already at 30 minutes. Right. So, New Hope is a great film. Empire Strikes Back is the best, and it's better than 7. It is the best Star Wars film. It is the darkest. It is where you learn the plot twist. And fuck it, if people don't know that fucking Darth Vader is Luke Skywalker's father, why are you watching this video? So, Jedi... So people say the prequels are bad. People do, right?
This is what I've heard.
I disagree. I think Empire is where... I think Jedi is where they start to go bad.
Right, you need to like use numbers. Because I don't know what you mean.
6. Return of the Jedi.
Okay.
Where they're on the forest moon of Endor. The forest moon of Endor with the Ewoks, where they have the shield base for the second Death Star, where the Emperor and Luke are fighting for Darth Vader. And then Darth Vader eventually throws them over the Death Star into the pit or whatever the fuck it is.
The Rancor pit.
No, that's in that's with Jabba. I'm on about the very last scene where Vader fucking bench presses the Emperor and throws him over a balcony, which just leads to nowhere, apparently.
I need to rewatch these films.
Do you not remember how the Emperor dies?
The Emperor dies?
Palpatine.
This is a really bad topic. I shouldn't have said this.
So.
Yeah, the new ones are amazing.
No, but what I'm getting at is that is not a good film, Empire. There is the end scene, or the end sort of battle in that film is fucking... it's never been beaten. The 3-way battle that happens in Luke and Vader in the throne room, the forest moon of Endor, and the space battle. That sort of scale, I had never watched it. I had never seen that sort of scale in a film, on TV. But the dialogue in that film is so bad, and the Ewoks are so bad, and people defend Jedi as this, like, no, it's not as bad as you think, but that's not a good excuse. Not as bad as you think is not saying it's good.
So, at the moment, you seem to be slagging off the old trilogy.
So what I'm getting at is George Lucas changed his vision. He didn't write that much of the original trilogy. People don't realize this. George Lucas came up with the idea, but he didn't have that much. He didn't even write Empire, and I think he and someone else wrote New Hope. He didn't write Empire, and I believe he wrote Jedi with the credit of someone else, or other way around. Someone else wrote it and he had a credit. But like, you get to New Hope, you get to Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, and Revenge of the Sith. Revenge of the Sith is not a bad Star Wars film. It's
number
3, where Anakin finally turns to
Darth Vader.
But like, he forgot who Star Wars was. He forgot what it was. He was the sole story credit on the original trilogy. He wrote them all. He didn't write the originals, and he didn't write 7. But he did the whole thing. He came up with the whole story. And you get pod racing. Like, what the fuck is pod racing? It looks cool as a kid. And you're like, oh my god, this fucking 7-year-old is going through canyons against... Dude, it honestly upsets me because the stories are so bad. And I loved them. I had Phantom Menace on VHS, and I fucking wore that tape out. I fucking loved it. I loved everything. And then you start watching it, and you're like, this doesn't make sense. You watch it. Qui-Gon Jinn is a bad character. He's a bad Jedi. And yet you're meant to think that he's a fucking awesome, good person. You know, Qui-Gon...
Are you saying Liam Neeson played a bad character?
Yes!
Okay.
I think he played it bad, but you got to think, like, they had Hayden Christian, Ewan McGregor, Natalie Portman, Keira Knightley, fucking...
Who does Keira Knightley play?
She plays Queen Amidala.
Oh, she plays the
twin, because they look the same. Dude, they all give bad performances. These are good actors.
I haven't watched them, like, recently. Like, I literally watched it in the cinema, and that is it. I watched it as a child, and I quite enjoyed it. As a child. Having not watched it as an adult, I can't really...
Hayden Christian is not a bad... I'm looking into the camera when I say this. Hayden Christian is not a bad actor.
Who did he play?
Anakin Skywalker.
Kiddie Anakin.
No, but not baby Anakin. Like,
oh, you're talking like in the latter
3.
2 films. Okay.
Yeah. Hayden Christian is not a bad actor. But then you have the infamous line of, like, sand is coarse and it gets everywhere. Dude, they didn't have a set. Their whole fucking scene, everything is blue screened. They didn't even use green.
Oh my God.
Everything is blue screened in those
They didn't
films.
use green?
He is on a blue platform against a blue background looking at a tennis ball.
But it wasn't green.
It wasn't green. I don't know why.
What?
Some lightsabers are green, so maybe not.
But they're all green.
Some lightsabers are blue, so... I don't know. I know it was blue screened. Industrial light and magic. Like, dude...
Didn't even use green.
Fucking... George Lucas was a pioneer. He set up Skywalker Sound and Industrial Light and Magic. He set up such fucking tent poles of production and he fucking abused them. He didn't use them. Why do you think 7 was so good?
It was
a good story, but regardless of that, it was fucking real. BB-8 is an actual ball rolling around.
Yes, he is.
Like, and that means something. Like, you've got fucking R2-D2
with sounds
with
from
fucking
with sounds, interestingly, from a phone app. Would you believe? BB-8 voiced by a phone app.
Really?
R2-D2 is an. I want to say ARP Odyssey. I'll read. This is my. You right. Carry on.
So, R2-D2 in 4, 5, and 6 had a personality. You loved him. He was a fucking rebel. He ran away from the princess. He ran away from Luke because he had a fucking destiny. He's a fucking tin can on wheels, and you cared about him. In episode fucking 2, he has a jetpack because he's CGI. No one is paying attention to him because he's not there. So, Lucas, if you proved that you could do it, why did you change it? If it worked, it worked. If it doesn't work, why did you do it for 3 fucking films? There is literally footage of George Lucas watching the first cut of episode 1 of A Phantom Menace. And he turns around and says, Jar Jar is like the key of the story. And everyone just like, yeah, oh, whatever you say. Like, yes. Like, that is in it's either the fucking behind the scenes of the film or whatever. But like, George is there being like, yeah, this is the central fucking story. Jar Jar Binks.
I know Jar Jar Binks.
But, like, Jar Jar Binks isn't anything. Like, George Lucas lost what Star Wars was supposed to be.
I thought Jar Jar Binks was a really good character.
I'm gonna fucking punch you.
I know! I feel like I'm just, like, prodding you. It's like, go on.
Oh, dude, it gets... It one of those things that gets under my skin because, like, you know Boba Fett from 456?
No. Yeah, I do. I'm joking. Don't.
The Green Bounty Hunter, basically Solo's fucking arch enemy.
Yes.
What is he? Under the mask, what or who is he?
He's a person, isn't he?
Yes. He's a Mandalorian. Mandalorians are basically just African-American race. Yeah.
Manda.
Space race.
Spaceman.
There have been books about, like...
He's quite... He is quite big in the Star Wars universe, isn't
Yeah,
he?
he
I know
is like
that.
the main bounty hunter. Then you got like IG-88,
But
Boss.
he's
These guys
kind
are
of like
fucking jokes.
Having watched having watched the new like episodes 1, 2, and 3, I would not have picked him out as like a big deal in those films.
In what films?
1, 2, and 3.
He's not in 1, 2, and 3.
Is he not?
No, that's why. So you
There is a bounty hunter in 1, 2, and 3. It's Jango Fett, isn't it?
let me get to this. Right.
And I don't know. I wouldn't have said he was a big deal, but apparently, like the Fetts are a big deal because Boba Fett is his son.
It angers me what he
And you
did
see
to
his son,
fucking
don't
Boba Fett. So, Boba Fett, this fucking cool guy who sits in the background, doesn't say anything. He's a mysterious character. That's why you like him. Not you specifically. That's why people drawn to him. He's got cool.
Just
looking
has that, like,
armor,
badass.
And he's there. And then eventually in Empire, it's like, fuck, this guy's doing something, and he fucks up Solo. Like, Solo, this lovable character, this fucking space pirate, who is like, I'm a fucking swashbuckling badass, and I'm fucking a princess. Like, he gets bested by this guy in green tin. And you're like, oh, this guy's kind of cool. And then in books and in lore, they then kind of go on to be like, oh, he's a Mandalorian who's gone against Jedi in the past. And there's a bag on Boba Fett's sword. He's got like a satchel. It's fucking Wookiee scalps. They never mention it in the film, but he has got the skin of Wookiees on him at all times. You're like, that's fucking deep. Like, you didn't point it out at any point, but on the action figure, which I never owned because I was too young, but like I know that on the action figure, it pointed out like blaster, jetpack, missile, Wookiee scalps. Like, they point it out, and it's like, that is depth. And then in stories, they go in to be like, he's a Mandalorian, he's had all this training, he can resist Jedi mind tricks, all this sort of stuff. He's fought against Jedi and has their lightsabers. In episode 2, you find out that he's a clone of his father who got his head chopped off. And every fucking stormtrooper is the same as Jango Fett. They're all clones. Sorry, every stormtrooper is just another Boba Fett. You find out that they're all clones of Jango Fett. This fucking unique character that people banded behind and fucking loved is just a fucking stormtrooper who can't hit shit, who can't do anything. Like, how many fucking stormtroopers die in 4, 5, and 6?
Quite a few.
And yet, that is the guy you're meant to... Besides fucking Vader, he is the most iconic bad guy. He is the anti-Solo. And yet it's like, oh, he's fucking nothing. We didn't care. Fuck you. People who have written these books...
So they took that idea...
They took this thing that Lucas fucking made
it.
Something so good.
With their blue screens.
Yes! Dude, fucking that... Do you remember the cloning facility in episode 2 with the people with the fucking long necks?
Vaguely.
Do you remember why I don't remember their names? Because they're fucking stupid. I know what a Mandalorian is. Like, I think that there...
Do you think the new films are...
By new films, are we talking 7 or
I'm talking 1, 2, and 3. Like, do you think episodes 1, 2, and 3 are arguably more accessible for someone who doesn't know anything about Star Wars?
No! Because people didn't know what Star Wars was, and A New Hope came out, and people liked it. New Hope is not hard to get behind. You look at a fucking farmer, and you're like, right, he wants to get out of there. His dad/uncle/parental figure won't let him. He finds a fucking sage in the mountains, and he's like, you're destined for more. Forget about the fucking sword, and the Force, and Jedi. Just be like, you can do more. And eventually, he helps lead a fucking revolution.
So
that's all the story is.
So really,
he's a freedom fighter. All Luke Skywalker is a fucking terrorist. No, I don't mean it in a bad way, but like, that's not a hard story to understand.
No.
They blow up the first Death Star in the first film because he didn't think he'd have another 2 films. Or 5 films, should I say.
And then they rebuild the Death Star. Without vents, I assume. With the vent system patched. Like, did they debug the vents?
So have you ever watched...
They have new vents?
Have you ever watched the Family Guy thing? Dude, can we do 2 episodes on this? I could fucking go.
Okay. So we'll be back in a second, but we're going to have to, like, stop this now. So,
Wait. No.
My camera stopped.
No, it hasn't.
Yeah, it has. It's not recording anymore.
Thanks for watching, guys. Remember, you can get us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You can tweet us topics at 2dshow.com. No, you can email us topics at topics@2dshow.com.
So close.
You can tweet
So
us
close.
at 2D Show. Remember, use the hashtag #ChewItOut. Music, get on the end of this episode. We want it from you guys so you can get us. Again, email and tweet us. You can give us YouTube and MP3 links so both video and audio listeners can get it. SoundCloud.com/2D Show, Facebook.com/2D Show, YouTube.2dshow.com to get us. Remember, join us, subscribe, and do all that sort of beautiful stuff. We will revisit this in a future time. I don't want to do it now. I want to do something about this. So that's why I'm rushing this now, because first off, the camera's going to end.
Yeah.
Second off, I want to plan something for this, because I want to actually do...
Third off, I should probably rewatch the films.
Yes. Dude, could we
Don't lie to
talk
me.
you off camera? Thank you very much.
Bye.
I went fucking in.
I didn't get a fucking word in edgeways there, dude. That was...
Dude, I can rant for days. I need to pee.